We have seen this before, and we will see it again. What is up, peeps? Hope we're all doing well, taking care of yourselves out there. Have something to drink for this episode, as today we talk about the indefinite break from the internet that Myth has now officially announced he will be taking, not just from the internet, but from streaming and content creation as a whole. This is not a retirement, as he states, but he will be taking an indefinite break and leave from the internet and everything to figure out what he wants to do with himself and his content approach overall before he eventually comes back. But here's him saying it.
Doing this for nearly a decade nonstop, I feel like it is true in my heart. It is true to my core right now, that it's important for me to take a break. And I don't know exactly when I'll be back, which is insane. I've never done anything like this throughout my entire career. I've never taken a period of time off and without knowing exactly when I'm going to be back. But I do want to be back, and I want to make content and I want to stream in a way that feels authentic to me, to who I am, to who I've become. When I first started streaming, like seriously, I was like 16 or 17 years old, and now I'm 25. So it feels like there's been a lot of personal growth within that frame of time, and with that, there needs to be, for me at least, a new way of doing this, or like navigating this space as a content creator.
And this is something that may not be all too surprising if you guys have been following Myth, but ever since he was a young teenager, the peaks and highs that he has reached in gaming is tremendous. And speaking from personal experience, the few times that I have met him, one of the most genuine, nice, kind people out there, and thus is why he has had so many supporters, especially in the streaming and content and creator community out there as well, who have always had his back through his ups and his downs. More ups than downs, by the way, that I think he often does not give credit for, but he speaks about being in the industry for now over a decade and trying to find that love, that discussion around streaming that was once sparked by his early on streams, and he wants to come back when he is ready to reapproach that content and kind of bring that enjoyment back along with it.
There's been so much kind of happening in the space, and I feel like if I didn't give myself time to just breathe and think, I would hop into streaming back on Twitch and nothing would really change. I wouldn't change the way I did it. I would go live, I would play games, and it wouldn't really feel valuable to me, and it wouldn't feel like something that I'm doing with intent. I think a big thing for me as well within the past few years is I genuinely want to create moments for you guys. All of my favorite moments throughout my career have been moments where you guys quit watching the stream or you quit watching the video and you feel like you're left with something, like there's something to talk about after. And I just don't feel like I've done that really maybe in the past few years, which also, like, I beat down on myself. We had 2 boxing events over the past 2 years. We've been part of multiple streaming events with friends and other stuff. But I think it's different when you're kind of somebody playing a role in somebody else's idea. And I love executing that, and I love being there to entertain you guys when I'm offered those roles and positions.
And Myth has been through a lot. Like, I can't speak enough to the highs that he has seen since the peak Fortnite. It's those 5 to 6 years ago in Fortnite were almost like a daydream now. We haven't seen those kind of highs in gaming, I would say, ever since. I think we will eventually in the future. We've seen little bumps here and there, but that peak Fortnite was just a different era in gaming. I think a lot of us can agree. And he's been through a lot ever since then, not just chess boxing, but actual boxing, little different trends and phases here with different games as well as, you know, introducing himself to a streaming part of the community that was not just Fortnite, really branching himself out, diversifying his content. I remember Coach Myth with Valorant 2. He has done a lot in the last decade that I think people often overlook. And even recently, not really that recently, going viral as he reacted to his own downfall video, which is such a weird part of the internet where people really prey on the fall of people and the downfall of creators, especially creators who are in the maybe early parts or middle parts of their career and have so much left to do. It's got to be very weird to go viral reacting to your own downfall.
Couldn't catch him. No! What?
It's kind of wild, man. Shit. That was a good video. How little I look back on what I've like done and like feel good about it, you know? And I think like, I don't know, this video kind of like helped me see that. So, yeah.
But Myth, being the guy that he is also probably the reason why he received such great response when he reacted to that video, and later actually going through in his statement here saying he's not retiring. He is going to be taking a break, but also does not know when he's going to come back. He has been afforded the financial opportunity, and that's because of his community. He's made enough money where he can decide when he wants to come back, when he is ready to do so, and when he has found whatever that path is. I'm excited to see what it is. And this could be short, this could be long, I have no idea.
But I want to take my hand at making things that I really think are worthwhile and worth your guys' time. And that could only be done with taking a little bit of time off to think about how I'm going to do that. And furthermore, on everything that I just said, I think I have a little bit of a problem in terms of recognizing and appreciating all that I've done in content. It's really hard for me to look at the past and like I logically know that this is like wrong. Not necessarily wrong, but just something that I shouldn't really be worrying about because I do feel like I've accomplished a lot. But at the same exact time, I look back on my past and I'm like, I have like this feeling or like this burden that I really didn't do much in general. And I've really have done a lot of work to not feel that way and to remind myself of like all the cool shit that I've done and all the great friends that I've made along the way. And I just think when you are a streamer, it's really like isolating. And with that, it becomes really easy to forget all the things that kind of you've done along the way. And even throughout my rise, I didn't really have a time to kind of pause and appreciate any of the moments that I had.
And I say this could be a short break or this could be a long break because the last big name gamer out there we saw take a break or a leave from the space was actually Tfue. And that was an emotional video. If you guys remember that, that was tears and everything. And, you know, one of the best gamers of all time saying goodbye to the internet. And then like months later, he was back on the radar and he's been doing great things ever since. He's now over on Kick doing tons of IRL content, has really changed up his game entirely. And it has worked out very well for Tfue. The same could be said for Myth. Like you never truly know if you can reinvent yourself nowadays, if you can come back and explode in no time. It can happen. But that is Myth. He is not retiring, or at least he hopes he will not be retiring, but he is taking an indefinite break from the internet. And I wish him nothing but the best, a totally deserved break. And it must be nice. You got to enjoy that, man. All right. Not everyone can just take a break. And he even admits that too. Not everyone can even afford to just take a break from work and reinvent the wheel and come back and find what they truly want to do. You got to enjoy that. So best of luck to Myth. And we'll certainly be here covering him when he does return. What do you guys think about this one? Till next time, take care of yourselves, all right? I'm sweating. It's like 94 degrees in here. But yeah, drink up. That's a good reminder. Till next time, take care. Ta-ta.